Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I have to yell because I feel like my camera is very far away. Today's video is gonna be a really simple, easy vegan recipe. If you've been watching my videos, I love eating salads. My salads, I either put vegan chicken in it that I get from Whole Foods, or the Healthy Planet, like 5 minutes away from my house, or I put in tofu, but I call it like tofu chicken because it replaces, I've been kind of like leaning off of the vegan substitute chicken, so I call this vegan chicken. I consider it vegan chicken because I personally feel like it tastes like chicken. It has to do more with like the spices and the firmness and the texture of the tofu that I get. I use a lot of seasonings. I just like my stuff tasting flavorful, you know? Okay, so in short, what you're going to need is a bowl, obviously. You're gonna need nutritional yeast. This is good old Bob's Red Mill. I add nutritional yeast for added B12 benefits. You're gonna take your olive oil. I got this selection, but I got this from Food Basics. Little tidbit, Food Basics. Please, when there's like 20 people in one line, don't have one cashier open. We have why is this a tongue twister? Coarse kosher salt. I usually use Himalayan, but I forgot to buy some. This is Cajun seasoning from Bulk Barn, the good old bags that I have. This, we're gonna add a little bit of curry powder to it. Oh geez. We have some pepper, onion salt. Okay, so we found it. We don't need this onion salt. Throw that away. We found onion powder, again, in a Bulk Barn bag. So the first thing that you want to do is drain out your tofu. This is the tofu that I use, Sunrise Tofu. It is organic. Oh my gosh. I get Sunrise Tofu extra firm. I would suggest getting firm to extra firm just because like the texture of it is more similar to chicken in my perspective. With draining your tofu, I'm just gonna do this really fast because I feel like with the more organic tofus, because you know like how it has like a liquid to kind of like preserve it, I don't feel like with the organic one they like drench it in I don't know what you call that, like the preservatives in here, I don't know. Yeah, so be careful when you're draining this. See, like there's not a lot of liquid in here. Okay, so it looks like this. Like a little cube. So use about 2 paper towels, kind of like this. And you're just gonna press down and press down. Okay, so the next thing that you're gonna do, so you're gonna cut it in little cubes. Okay, so that's what it's gonna look like from the top. You just cut it in little rectangles. Okay, so once you guys are once you guys cut it rectangularly, you're gonna just rotate it 180, and then you're going to cut it 3 times vertically. Okay, I kind of want them small. This is what it's gonna look like, but I want it a little bit more bite-sized. So you're just gonna take it and just cut it in half. So then you get 2. So this is what it looked like, and you're gonna cut it in 2. Throw it in the bag. Does anyone know that song? Just throw it in the bag. So continue doing that, cutting it up into kind of like more of a bite-sized piece. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so after all is said and done, this is what it's going to look like. Unseasoned little soy cubes. I cut them up into smaller pieces. This is the size that I definitely want them at. So now we're gonna move on to the seasoning. So now we're gonna season our tofu because we don't want it tasting like this. That would be gross. So first what you're gonna start with is olive oil. Again, when I cook, I don't really like measure things out. So the only times that I really approximate it is when I'm cooking recipes and posting it on my website or my Facebook group. I guess that would be like not even a tablespoon, maybe like half a tablespoon. You kind of just want to make sure that like all the tofu is not drenched in olive oil, but like everything's coated so that the spices stick properly. Okay, so the next thing that you're going to do after the olive oil, set that aside. You're going to take your nutritional yeast and kind of sprinkle that. I would guess that's like half a tablespoon as well. Take your salt. Make sure that you don't add a lot of this. And I feel like the tofu and like tempeh really soak up like salt for some reason. They soak up any seasoning that you put, but like I hate when my food is overly salty. So with this one, just like a little bit. I honestly think that would be like 1 tablespoon. I'm not even joking. Next thing that we're gonna take is our black pepper. Shake that. Nothing's coming out yet. Don't worry, guys. Oh, there we go. That's probably like 1 teaspoon. Next thing that we're gonna take is our Cajun seasoning. I like my tofu spicy. That's probably, I don't even know, like half a teaspoon. Next thing that we're gonna take is our onion powder. This one I don't put a lot of. It's probably like half a teaspoon. I keep saying tablespoon. The last thing that we're gonna add is a little bit of curry powder. Just add a little bit of this. It's like half a teaspoon, honestly. And this is what it's gonna look like. So the next thing that you want to do is you want to use your hands. You can use a wooden spoon or whatever, and you're just gonna mix all the spices and the olive oil together so everything sticks and everything is good. So this is kind of what it's gonna look like. Everything's mixed together. So then you're gonna want to set that aside. So what you're going to want to do now is preheat your oven. So put it at 425 for 25 minutes. Okay, so the next step that you're going to want to do for the 15th time is take a baking tray like this one. You're gonna want to take some aluminum foil. So line that. Pretty. Take your olive oil from before and just put a little bit of this. Don't like douse it. Honestly, I don't feel like getting a brush. Oh my gosh. I ripped the aluminum foil. So we're gonna do this again. So once that is done, you're gonna take your tofu from before. You're just gonna shake it out. And then make sure that you don't leave it like this. You want to kind of like spread them out. So everything is spread out. You guys can see it is now at 425. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna press cook time. So we're gonna take our lovely, beautiful seasoned tofu. Ugh. Push start. Okay, so about halfway through, you're just gonna wanna kind of toss everything together and then push it back in. Okay, so at the end of it, it should look like this, but they're a little bit like squishy still, kind of resembling the inside of a chicken. And that is how you cook my tofu chicken recipe. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this little easy, simple recipe, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, I know you ain't over there staring at my